How do you build a Sims 4 family who's beautiful on the outside but troubled on the inside? Well, sit back and let me show you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You're watching Just a Mom That Sims. I'm KT, and I'm here today for another Sims 4 Speed CAS build. This is for a brand new Sims 4 story. So if you like to have fun and you like a good story, please consider liking, subscribing, following, commenting. Just do all the things. Let me go ahead and give my quick disclaimer. I do not edit my voiceovers when I do CAS builds, house builds, or house remodels. So please hang with me and please forgive my slow Southern United States drawl. Today I am building the Day family, and I am starting with the wife, the mother, Yamila Day. Now this family it's got a lot of things going on, but Yamila, you will see me build her today, and I will just show you her husband and their daughter at the end. I won't show me building them. Now, I've got to build a lot of Sims and houses for this new series, so you will definitely be seeing some things on this channel. The rest of the Sims that I build will be on my Patreon channel. Some will be posted under the free membership, some under the paid. So be sure to check me out over on Patreon. Back to it. Now, Yamila is a wonderful wife and mother. She really puts a big focus on that. She met her husband, Austin. They were kind of young, but not crazy young. You know, they were probably in their early 20s. They dated. They kind of had a whirlwind relationship. Now, I spent way too much time on the hair, so I can tell you that I cut a big chunk of me looking at hairs after I actually sped it up and realized it was still a crazy amount. But I knew right away that she would look better with the short hair, or in the Sims game they will say is medium. So I know this is going to be her primary hair, and we will have variations because I'm big about that. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing when I build Yamila, but I'm going to be giving you some tea about this upcoming story. Also, I'm using a working title, and it is called The Secrets Between Us, and I think it's going to be the final title. You can see Yamila's little ring here is a starter ring, and her husband Austin has said he was going to upgrade it when they got more financially stable, but he hasn't done that quite yet. But we'll get more into that later. So anyway, Yamila is a warm personality overall, except her and her husband Austin are in about year 6 of marriage. They have a toddler daughter at this point in time, but they have developed a strained family dynamic, and in addition to that, they now have an unpredictable romance dynamic. So yeah, there's a lot going on with this family, right? Their daughter Kylie is sweet and bubbly, but she's also clingy, and Yamila has some things of her own that she's had to overcome. So you know, it does take two people to have certain types of problems, not every problem. But one thing that Yamila has struggled with is after she had the baby, of course, she naturally gained weight. And if you ask me, Yamila looks great, but that's a different adjustment when you're used to being one size and then you're a different one. Now, Yamila isn't conceited. She knew she would gain weight while pregnant. What she didn't anticipate was the changes to her body. If you noticed earlier, Yamila has stretch marks on her thighs, like the back of her thighs and her belly. She also had to have an emergency C-section when she had Kylie is their daughter, and therefore she has a scar. These things compounded together, and at the time, still, like now they're probably in their very early 30s. It really compounded to give her some different internal struggles with how she sees herself. Like, it did take some strikes to her self-esteem, and it definitely has impacted the marriage, because if you don't feel great about yourself, it'll definitely have impacts with the people around you. You can see her nighttime apparel that she wears. She changed up a lot of what she wears. Like, she'll wear high-waisted shorts and things like that, and that's okay as long as you feel the way you should. But you can see here the things that she's uncomfortable with her body. She has started working out recently, so you can see like she really looks amazing, but she just has more progress that she wants to make, and that's understandable because you gotta be what you want to be, and she is taking the steps to make the changes that she would like to see. She's a simple girl, as you can tell by her nails, but her husband is a little different. He is super ambitious, while for Yamila, what they attain matters, but it's not the end all be all. So she definitely has some ambition herself, and she has been aspiring to be a painter. So something else that she has made as a lifestyle change. She had a pretty stressful job, and she has quit that job and started painting. She has been selling some paintings, but definitely her income is not what it used to be. Now, she did consult with her husband Austin before she made these changes. However, now he is starting to grow resentful of her change in income. And even though he agreed to it, I think he wasn't prepared for the realities of it. Now, on Austin's part, you will meet him at the end of this video, but Austin is super ambitious, and he cares about family. Like, he is really great with their daughter Kylie. He has a wonderful relationship with her, but he has been kind of absentee in his marriage for his wife Yamila, and he knew that she was struggling with things from the time she progressed in her pregnancy, and he had already started to drift a little bit as far as emotionally before that time even. So he's aware that that probably compounded the body changes, right? But he just hasn't been able to make himself do anything about it. And in fact, he does have a secret, but we are not going to talk about that here. You're going to find out about that in the first episode. Now, he is in the military career, and it does take a lot of his time as well. However, Yamila knew that he was in the military when she met him, so she's never complained about him being gone for work. She has known that or noticed that he's been gone more lately. She's questioned that, and he's said that, I've been promoted several times, and so now what I have to do, my obligations to work have changed. And Yamila can understand that as well. What she doesn't understand is his change in attitude towards her. It seems sometimes like he doesn't care, like she could be there or not, and he doesn't worry about it. What she does appreciate about him, however, is the way he is with their daughter, and she would never be jealous of that attention. She just wants a little bit of attention too. She had to give their daughter more attention than him as well, but she goes out of her way to check in on him, ask about his day, ask about how he's doing, and that's just not something she's getting in return. Now, Yamila has some traits. She's family oriented. She definitely has seen some other good traits, but her husband has some traits that she doesn't know about. For example, we will find out immediately, and I'll tell you here, that Austin is non-committal. She would be shocked about that because he proposed to her so quickly. But in addition to being family oriented, Yamila is also a bookworm, active. She's an art lover, and she's clumsy. She really is clumsy. And she feels sometimes self-conscious about that. She never did at first, but Austin has made some comments about her clumsiness that has started to make her feel a little self-conscious. And that is Yamila. Now, we are going to go to her outfits. I'm going to slow down and show you all of her outfits. Then I'm going to show you her husband, Austin, because you might be curious by now. I would be. I want you to see Austin and how he looks. Yamila is very beautiful to me. Her face doesn't have like she's got some unique features is what I'm trying to say. And so she's beautiful, and yes, the sides of her hair are shaved. Sometimes she wears it down to cover the shaved part, but yeah, so these are all of her different looks. That's her last winter outfit. And now I want you to jump over and I want you to meet her husband, Austin Day, her husband of 6 years, who she is having a rocky relationship with, because I'm just floored by Yamila. And Austin is a very unique personality. He is active, he is self absorbed, which she knows. He's a vegetarian too. And so she's adapted some of her lifestyle to fit him. And then he's ambitious, but yeah, he's got this non committal trait that she has no clue about. And we'll get into the storyline when we have our first episode as to why he actually proposed, because why would you propose if you're non committal? He had his reasons, and that's going to be in the storytelling. Guys, I'm so excited about this story. Let's go to their daughter, little Kylie Day, because Kylie is such a little sweetheart. She's the perfect mix looks wise of her dad and her mom. She is a charmer, but she's clingy. And look at her little cutesy outfits. Oh my goodness. And y'all, we are getting to the end of this cast build, so I really hope you enjoyed it. And tune in for the secrets between us. And until next time, remember, keep simming, be happy, and always have a blessed day. Bye bye.